So why is it when I go to my channel, it says that I have 436 subs? Ew, my voice. I haven't been doing anything and I'm getting subs. What's wrong with you people? Hello, Blockma. Welcome to the stream. I feel like I know that person in your profile picture, but I don't know why. Hello, Dinky. Hello, Angelo. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Ryland. I hope everybody here is having a great day. I have no idea how entertaining the stream is going to be, just so you know. This game's a walking simulator, but hey, let's make up our own story. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? No. That's good. I am well. Good. Oh. Please enter the current time. Okay. Oh. Should I wait until it's 37? Nah. Ah, I should have. It just... God dang it. Oh well. Accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. Very cool. I'm actually Wizard. This is my real name, actually. Nice. You sure change your name a lot. Well, let's do this. It never ends. It never ends. Oh wait, no. The end is never the end. Is never the end. Is never loading. Never. Because I feel like it. I plan on rebranding soon. Oh no.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Stanley!
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation.
Isolation!
Something was very clearly wrong.
I gotta have some sort of
frozen
content.
solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
You know, every time I hear the word order, I always think of fast food. More importantly, I think of Mexican Villa. I don't know why. Also, he moves so fast.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Why does he move so fast? Bro, is he like on a scooter?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh, okay, you can crouch. So hey, hello, Steel. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is the first time I've touched a PS4 controller in, like, before even Christmas. I haven't played a game on the PS4 in a while. I've been playing on my laptop, and everything feels so weird. Just don't feel right. I hate Mondays. Okay, Garfield.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I do know that there's a bunch of endings to this game. I don't know how many exactly, but a bunch. My thing freeze? No.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Wow, my TV screen is like really dirty. Broom closet? Ooh.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Do I have to? Hey, is that a TF2 reference?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
FA? What does FA mean? Freaking anything or what?
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
I can't help you there, narrator. Zen? A refrain complete? Nice.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
He's getting annoyed.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
I think there's an achievement. Oh, really?
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed in front of your screen. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have
computer,
fallen prey
excuse
to any
me?
number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand.
So I have a question. When I'm looking around, do you guys see like very thin dots on the screen? Like almost transparent, but you can just barely see them because they're dark enough? Am I the only one seeing that, or can you guys see that too?
Basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming.
It's like more in the
that
middle.
The irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Weird, I guess it's just me then. It's kind of annoying to look at, but the thing is, like, they're so perfectly aligned. I don't think it's dirt on my screen. Alright.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
What if I go back in?
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
That was funny. I love that. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. Okay. Extreme bathrooms. Wait, what? Why does that look like somebody is getting crushed?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Hey, it's a red... Is that a Slenderman reference? Guys, it's me. Me, I'm the boss. Guys, I'm the boss. Let's go. Whoa. Wait, why can't I come back here? What? Okay, you're hyping yourself way too much. Humble down, please. Nah, bro. Hey, you're not Zen anymore. Nah, bro. I'm the boss. Red suit and tie. Let's go, man. That's
deeper into
me.
the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Why do I see sparks?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay. OMG, Slender San is live. OMG, happy day. Hi, Destiny. Girl, I wanted to smash your ego. Why aren't you sad? I can never be sad. Hey, bestie.
The
Hello.
lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I love how they just kind of, well, I love how they lost room and they just plastered random screens instead. What?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Ours is
Each bore the
472,
number
right?
of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I think we're 472, I don't know. Is this the button part? What button part? There's a bunch of button
This
parts.
mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Glad to hear that.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working,
It's the
all of
carbonite
it
freezing
monitored
chamber.
and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I still don't understand. I feel like I'm moving way faster than I've seen in videos. Can I... They actually put an invisible wall there. That's crazy. It's off? Oh, everyone is different indeed. It still feels weird playing the PS4 again. I've been playing so much Pal World.
And a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking.
I gotta follow the
but
darkness.
happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
As everyone can see, I am not dead. I am a little sick, so I might take a nap soon. And you're the one that was excited for this. How dare you? Get better soon.
Stanley felt the cool
Alright, great
breeze
stream,
upon
guys.
his skin.
This was a fun
Feeling
game.
of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Well, that's going to do it for the Stanley Parable. I hope everybody enjoyed. I love you all, and I hope you guys have a great day. Goodbye, my friends. I wonder how many people I tricked. Slender, how dare you? I'm unsubbing. Let's go! I lost a sub!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be?
Yes.
Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just restart the game any old time you want.
Could I?
Like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game.
Imagine being
just to
tricked.
push the envelope,
Couldn't be me.
I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
Nice.
There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly.
Too bad Manstan's not here.
He was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too will become quite unbearable.
Is that Stanley? Heck yeah, brother! I'm gonna do as much as I can in this stream. I can't imagine I'm gonna be this popular for this long, though. The narrator's already kind of sick of me. Yo, what's up, Ace? I'm Wizard, remember me? Ace, hi. It is very fancy seeing you here. Indeed. Window stream. Yes. So I wonder how long this goes on for. Oh my god. Oh, I just got the joke. God dang it. No, don't be fancy. Please. Is the music on loop? I think the music might be on loop. Wait, no. Hold up. Narrator? You okay? Imagine they put a jump scare in here. Is that it? Is there anything else, or do I have to restart? I think that's it. Okay. Oh! I want you guys to know I didn't push anything. I was about to, but it did it completely on its own. That's scary. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end. Yes, very lovely, Ace. May you pass the biscuit. Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Why is Solitaire, I think that's what the game is called, that card game on computers, why is Solitaire on that computer, excuse me? I want to go back there. What? Why is there a monster? Mayhaps Slender join us in the fine tea party.
When Stanley
I'd rather
came
have
to a
hot
set
cocoa.
of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
In fact, I could
Perhaps
make
he
some
wanted to
hot
stop
tea
by
right
the
now.
employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Solitaire? More like solitary confinement? Ah, yes, brother. It is time to do the experiments.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Alright, goodbye.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, but what if I don't? What if I just don't? Let's not.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yippee!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no
Help
one
the
gets to
slow
tell him what
turn.
to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
What slow
Good
turn?
job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Who hasn't? Oh, God, I'm funny. Here we go
All of
again.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, I did miss a memo.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
Nope.
this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and
Sorry,
Stanley
narrator.
knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Now, I do know that there's an ending where you go outside. Like you're like literally outside and you're looking at Steam reviews or something.
Wow.
I don't know how to
Yes,
get there.
This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room.
He's saying
Thank goodness
something
Stanley
different.
had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Did I? I don't think I did. You can't jump? What? Hold up. No, seriously, we disabled it? What?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story
Going
has been
outside
about
isn't
nothing
ending
but
indeed.
you
Touching
all this
grass.
time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
I bet I
Please,
could get on there.
Stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who? You mean I have a partner in life that's slowing me down? Heck no. I'm staying single, brother. I'm not being slowed down.
That's her, Stanley. You... Oh, no, you can't... Did you just unplug the phone? No,
Why is that a
supposed to be a
thing?
choice. How did you do that? You
Why
actually
is that a
chose
thing?
incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
What? That's crazy. What do you
believe
mean?
I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice.
Oh, God.
It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, it can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people.
Cheeseburger.
Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought,
you mean like
then
woke people?
provide an
Sorry,
excuse
what?
why
That's
you
too far.
cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Practice. Oh, no. Hello?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Oh, Lord.
Welcome back.
What?
You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
What? Why is it clipped into the wall? Oh my God, this game is hilarious. Well, bye phone room, I guess. Hello? Hello? Wow, it really doesn't want me jumping off. Can I go up here now? Nope.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
But where's the fun in that? Let me squeeze. Let me squeeze! Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Oh God, guys, I'm in debt. That's not good. So what ending am I locked into now? I'm worried.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
But I don't wanna.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
I'm curious on what happens if I do.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, you guys decide. Do I go left or right? Do I follow the story now? Or do I go right? I don't know if this is going to be like a different ending, or if I do it, I'm going to sleep. Bye, people. Ta-ta! Right? Okay.
No! Why did you do that?
Oh, Jesus!
Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Jesus Christ, this is creepy. Oh, God! What have I done? Oh God, I can already tell that this room is messed up. Oh God.
Oh, it's ruined.
Jesus.
I can't believe after everything we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worth this now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility
Who's
forever.
Stanley? What is this place? Who am I? Who are you? So many questions,
to shut the game
honestly.
down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Huh? Is that an Inscription reference? Well, this is new.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny?
Yeah.
You just had to see?
I
Didn't
did
I
think
impress
it would
upon
be
you how
funny.
important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you?
Nope.
You're a child.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
Am I jumping timelines?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Fine.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Wait, did I... Was I supposed to go right? God dang it.
Coming to a staircase,
I
Stanley
can't even go
walked
down?
upstairs to his boss's office.
Huh. Well, this is different.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code. Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the
Night Shark
receiver
115?
right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115?
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you?
I don't...
Please speak
I don't
the
get
code
it.
into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step. Okay, fine, you're not going to do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Okay.
he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door.
So I didn't ruin everything.
Can you hear me?
That was supposed to
Is
happen.
everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything.
Poor
This
narrator.
is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's
No!
all. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do.
The poor narrator.
Take as much time as you need.
Oh no, he got left alone forever. Alright. Let's see, what else do I need to do? Oh yeah, I know. Let's jump onto the thing. Me.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo?
Was this always
he could
open?
no longer recall.
I don't remember that being open. Also, coffee stain.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Indeed, I did know
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I didn't.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your
You don't
enemy,
say.
Really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you forgot. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Okay, you have a chance. Ah! One of these doors
now
will
listen
open
carefully, this is important.
Oh
Stanley
my god.
walked through the red door.
I'm afraid I don't.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't
I didn't know it was going to be behind me. Yeah, what's the back here, buddy?
You see?
What are you hiding?
There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
What if I just don't?
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data...
I just want to point out, by the way, if I had gone through the right door instead of the third door, literally the right door, or I guess technically second, literally would just come out right here.
I compiled a new version, and to be perfectly
That's
candid,
hilarious.
I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Absolutely,
Hey,
man.
I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Oh no!
You heartless bastard. If you did because you hate babies or purely to spite me.
I hate babies.
The latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
The baby still seems happy. I know. Are we playing Security Breach? Let's play Security Breach, everyone.
Aha! Fascinating.
The heck is this?
What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
To go
Well, it
camping?
seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower. Perhaps
heck
for some
yeah,
sort
I'm a
of
villain?
twisted, erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game,
I also
Stanley.
move slower.
And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Bro, what is this? Your creeper tower? Heck yeah, brother! Everyone's gotta have a creeper tower. When I look down, everything lags.
Oh, no.
Oh,
No,
is
no,
this
no,
Siren
it can't
Head?
be.
This has to
It
be
is.
Siren Head,
It's
right?
an open world game. Good God, quickly, block it off.
No!
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow.
going
You could
back
just
to my
go in
creeper.
any...
Wait.
Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay.
Help
This will be just the thing. Wonderful.
The heck
See, this
is
is
this?
exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
You underestimate my abilities,
Okay,
man.
so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here.
Cars?
Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the
Sports
bases
ball?
and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley.
This looks
here's
more
the
like
ball.
soccer.
Have fun.
I'm never calling it soccer again. I'm calling it sports ball. I'm on orange team.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought.
Yeah! Ah!
What are you doing?
I'm sorry. You can fall into the goal? Oh, God.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Filing cabinets. Ah! The beta of Stanley Parable? Somebody had a good time. I'm sorry, that was awful. I shouldn't have said that. Am I in a horror game now? That'd be cool. I think these are TF2, or, I think these are, Half-Life footsteps. I could be wrong, though. Excuse me? Can I go in there? .427. Oh, hey, my room. What do I do? Huh?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back.
Are you sure about that?
The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
The end is never the end. It's never the end. It's never the end. It's never the end. So, how about we go through the red door this time?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Did I, though? I don't feel like I did. In fact, I didn't.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
What? Really?
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why?
Uh-huh.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Fine.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Show me what? Uh-oh. I'm locked into something.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here.
Space.
Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
What is happiness? What the? Okay, I'm bored.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Fine. We'll come back.
Where were we? Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley. No!
Alright, we could go back.
Thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
Fine.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
My legs hurt, but it's fine. I'm also much slower.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
What if I do go back? I bet I'm the only person that has found that dialogue. Because who in their right mind would go back? Is there anything hidden under here? No.
No. No, no. What are you doing? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
Hey, narrator. I have a question. How was the fall?
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me? Yes. Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about.
Narrator, help. Oh, God.
I know you'll see. You'll
It
see that
hurts.
we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
Narrator. Oh, God, it's killing me. Oh, God. Can I fall? No.
No, perhaps not.
No, perhaps not. I just feel like he'll say something if I keep going back. Oh. My ribs are broken, man. My legs are splintered. Help.
My God. Is
God.
this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it?
Oh, God.
You're literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Narrator, help.
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that you actually want to stay alive. Or are you just teasing me?
What is this? For some reason when I clicked on it, nothing worked. Narrator.
I wanted us to be happy here, Stanley. I really did. I still thought that was possible.
No, hold on. Be right back. Sorry about that. My dad called me. Woohoo! Narrator, it hurts. It hurts so bad. Look at the pretty picture. Narrator, help. Narrator, you did this to me. Goodbye, cruel world. Ah!
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
The poor narrator. I guess I could do the phone ending now.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
That's not right. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to go right, but hey. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I love how 90% of the endings involve you going
Stanley
to the
felt
right.
lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I did not.
Stanley was so
This room
bad at
feels
following
longer.
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Alright, let's
Look,
go
Stanley,
to
I
the
think
phone.
perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who is her? I don't have nobody.
This is
Imagine
it,
I
Stanley.
fell off.
Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this.
Hello? Ah, very cool. The white screen ending again.
Oh, Stanley, is that you?
No.
Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. I don't want to
There
deal
we
with
go.
this. Let me go.
All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha.
Oh, thank God.
Come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
Oh,
Who want
thank
to commit their life
God.
to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're
What?
in my story now.
Oh my God. What kind of lamp is this?
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
It's a mannequin.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Spend time with the boys!
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It
Tell
was
your
such
kids
a
a
wonderful
story.
fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Just one more time. Tell your wife you love her, but I don't love her. Well, actually, she's a mannequin. On second thought...
But there is no answer.
Sorry,
How
what?
could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay. I'm not gonna do it. He told me not to. I hate Mondays. Is that moving faster? Something clock? Yo, Strawberry, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a good day, my friend. Let me know how you are. I'm not pushing the button. It's gonna make me push the button. Okay, fine.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second
I'm very
he
good,
remains
thank you
here,
very much.
he's
How about
electing
you?
to
I
kill
hope you are
himself?
doing well
How
too.
can I get him to
Hey,
see
I'm
what
happy
I
to
see?
hear.
How can I make him
I
look
am
at
also
himself?
doing well. Question
I
nothing.
suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again. And
Please
Stanley
die.
pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
What a meaningful ending. Woohoo!
Stanley had never seen the office. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy? Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks.
New
Now,
content?
suppose you
No,
would
I'm
have clicked
good.
the door 20 times. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was
Why
grand,
was that hallway
majestic.
long?
Perhaps, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Yeah, you're right. I don't need no bonus content yet.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track.
Just
So now
curious, but do you particularly like fourth wall breaking games? Oh, I love them. They're always the funniest to me.
To get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? We went down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
There's a van. What?
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay.
But where's the fun
From
in
the
that? I like going off track. It's fun.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait, what? Why is that closed?
When Stanley...
What the...
Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story.
Poor Stanley's stuck with such an
I know for sure that it's here
unreliable
somewhere.
narrator.
Okay, then.
No!
It's an adventure.
Don't-
Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Don't bully the narrator. Let's go through this one. Yeah! What's over here?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you
agree.
there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Ah! Someone has made a mess, indeed. And not a good one, either.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I can't click on doors. That means I'm still locked into this ending. Can I open this? Yep, because that's closed. Well, I don't need to bully him. His inability to write the story properly.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Fine. I actually had to push that open. That's weird.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Oh, dear God.
Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building.
You know this place smells like freshly cut wood. I love freshly cut wood.
Is that correct?
See you. Hello.
Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Yay!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
See, bro is indecisive AF.
No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Freshly cut wood. I'm in your walls, Slender Sand. No, not my walls! The Stanley Parable adventure line, huh? Bring me some food, why don't you? Excuse me?
All right.
Sounds like someone
I've got
wants
a
to be
solution.
unmodded.
This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
No.
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Why do his voice lines just cut out? Wait, no, please. I believe your win was deserved. Bad narrator. Bad? Ooh, what's this? Hey, look, it was Solitaire. Why can I walk through this chair? Solitaire, guys. I think that's what it's called. I could be wrong.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa,
That's a lot of mugs.
Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Yeah! Ghostchilla! Yes, come to me, Slender. Haha, no.
Wait, cut the music.
Aww.
Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Really? Okay.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Now I'm curious. You can turn computers off? That's weird. What if I just do this? Oh, okay, you just can't go through chairs. They made all chairs go throughable. This is extremely confusing. You're telling me. Narrator having an existential crisis. No. Hi, Hedgehog. Yes, the fern. Very important for the story. Well, yeah, it's a fern. Haven't you heard the story, Phineas and Fern?
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Oh no, the line's still here.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Fine.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
All right, so let's see. We trust in the line. Oh no! All right, so this new story. There's a man named Stanley. He is a villain. He has just annihilated his entire co-workers, and now he's trapped in a facility that he doesn't actually know how to escape, and it keeps being haunted by a line.
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Taking that part out of the line, he annihilated everybody because he was sick of them, and now he's just endlessly trapped trying to escape this place, but he can't because yes, and he got so lonely that he made friends with an imaginary head or voice in his head.
A choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important, we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Only one person said anything. That's sad. You know, don't want to spoil anything, but from what I've seen of other playthroughs or other people, the endings to Stanley Parable are quite sad. Yeah, there's a few sad ones. Even more so when you get the bucket. How long is he spinning now? He had a lot of circles.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing wall.
This thing.
Well, who consulted me?
Oh my, it's the confusion ending.
Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Is he not dizzy by now?
Stopped?
Nope. Stanley dies? Yes.
Did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
In fact, I already did that in
whatever it is that made this schedule. How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay.
It's okay, I'm here.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Okay.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Nope.
When Stanley
they
came
already
to a
open?
set of 2 open doors, he entered the door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
New content.
And here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Oh, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
He remembers.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No, I didn't.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously
What
out of
happened to the
existence in a
janitor's
single
closet?
moment for no
You don't want to
reason at
know.
all. None of
You
it
don't
made
want to
any
know.
logical sense. And as
The
Stanley
broom
pondered
closet
this, he
ending.
began to make
Yay!
other strange observations. For example,
We love
why
the broom
couldn't he
closet.
see his feet when he looked down?
Ah!
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
Meow.
He thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon.
How does the car even get in there? That's what I want to know.
Buttons. I may as well
We
enjoy
worship
this
the
while
broom
I'm still
closet
lucid.
ending. Yes.
So, he imagined himself
Yes,
flying
we do.
and began to gently float above the ground.
Ah!
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if
I'm
he's
eating a
asleep, he
salad?
doesn't have to
Nice.
take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely,
I stole it
if he
from
could
your
just...
fridge. I don't have a
He would
salad in my
prove it.
fridge.
He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
No!
He
No!
felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of the world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment.
Hey,
and
it's
my
canon.
life,
I've been
and
sleeping
my
this whole
job.
time.
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And it was black.
Help
This is
me!
the story of a woman named Mariella.
Then whose fridge did I steal it from?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
I think you need to
She
start
arose,
running.
got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, And in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
She killed me. I told you Stanley Parable endings are quite sad. Because Stanley's crazy? Yeah, that's fair. The only ending that I can think of that I really want to get is whichever one leads you to, you'd look at Steam reviews. That's all I know.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let's see. What am I missing? You stole it from Manstan's fridge. How dare you? Yeah, I do know that there's new content, but...
Oh, new content?
No.
What does that mean, new content? When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Fine.
Yet there was not a single
The player
person
ending,
here
the one
either.
where the narrator
Feeling
almost
a wave
cries?
of
I
disbelief,
guess, I don't know.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How dare you?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his...
Wait. Wait, why is that something you can do? What happened to the broom closet? I don't know. I guess he really didn't like me going there. You didn't expect it to work, did you? No, I did not. It is mostly agreed upon that the fandom to be canon. One where you go away, actually you have already gotten this ending. The one where the narrator almost cries. Is that the one where you break the game? So what do I do now? Why is this open? Wait. What? Did you get the gaslighted ending? I don't know which one that one is. Oh. You are now leaving. Wait, what? You mean to tell me that's actually an ending? How? Oh my god! Did I leave the narrator in the boss's office? I remember seeing you get the gaslighted ending. I don't know which one that is, but sure. And, yes, Strawberry, I did get that ending. But there's one where you, like, look at Steam reviews, I think. I could be wrong. Can I turn the sensitivity up a bit? Oh, that's too high. Ah, that's better. It's getting less and less red. Bro, why am I getting Portal vibes? Did you get the baby and dog button ending? I know there's a baby ending. I let it burn to death. Cool, cool. And yes, I was talking about the ending where you control as a player. That's a very cool ending. Yeah, I don't know how to get to it. Goodbye, cruel world. Oh. The fact that this is an ending is crazy to me. How? Why? After like an hour, a dog appears at the baby. Are you serious? There's no way that I'm gonna do that. That would be really boring. But that is hilarious to me. Huh?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So now what do I do? I don't want to go through extra content yet, but I'm starting to think that there might not be another choice. No! Just live out the rest of your days in the broom closet? Huh. This is a weird room.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Skip button ending? How do I get there? I want to get there.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm back. Welcome back.
The moment...
Wait, what if I go down here now? There's a piece of paper. It's me, Lewis, indeed. Can I go through new content now? That'd be really funny if you could. Nope, it's closed. That means this is an entirely different ending. That's weird. Ventilation or something? How do I get to ventilation? Excuse me? They put a wall there, really? Oh, come on. Okay. I believe you need the bucket for that. Oh, you do? Okay. Well, I guess it's new content time.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Do you have a VR
Stanley
headset?
decided to go
Nope.
to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Ah. Oh, man. I might be getting a PS5 soon, though.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Ultra
As
Deluxe.
you may know, the Stanley Parable was a
Hearing the word Ultra Deluxe makes me feel really hungry. I want cheeseburger now.
video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well,
Ultra
this sounds
Deluxe.
delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
I love the narrator, dude.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if the... oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right. All right, let's see. It's the
New
jump circle.
content. I can jump! Okay. That's all there is.
Is
Gorilla
that it?
tag? What?
Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Good night. Me. It's a VR game by Lemming. Nice, okay. Thanks for enjoying
That's
the new
it?
content.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills,
put Discord in chat?
no
Why?
gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Man, that was some great new content. I'm so happy I did that. It didn't work last time? What? Oh yeah, I just realized there's an escape ending that I didn't even... Something doesn't seem quite right. I love how there's a circle.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something. Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares? Oh, never mind. You're not a dork.
Wait, what? He calls you a dork. What if you actually did all the jumps? Would you get more? I'm pretty sure you just run out. If I remember correctly, you go to an area and it comes back. I could be wrong, but it's funny.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
I'd live here. This is nice.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant
Stanley
something.
Parable.
Oh, the waste.
So does this game actually release in 2013? Don't forget the Stanley Parable. Hey, this is a door. You guys would never be able to tell that this isn't a picture. It's $1! This is a Mr. Krabs reference. A trip down memory lane. Good for you. New video game releasing. What's that ending? Would you guys live here? I know I would.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds
Stop
to be
throwing
every
rocks at my
game
window.
ever created."
No.
Did you hear that,
I
Stanley?
will not.
Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now
the heck is Persona?
It's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Person of the Year.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising,
I don't
and
know, this
rewarding
house feels a
choices
bit
I've
lonely,
ever
like
been
it's
confronted with in a
meant
game.
to be lived in
9 out
alone,
of
but
10. Don't
that
you
can
get
be
it, Stanley?
draining
The game
sometimes.
was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was...
Personally, I actually prefer being alone. It's peaceful.
transported in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done.
Hey,
And they couldn't
PlayStation,
even do
right
that.
here.
Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
What, you want me to go through there? How? The door's open for a reason. Whatever.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
Hey, it's Portal! Wait a second, what? Why is Portal here? Why is Portal in my Stanley Parable?
Hang on.
Mr. Squidward. What the heck happened to the boy? Then that's lovely. You can dream of being in the house.
I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Oh, hey. I guess you were right.
God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games.
I've never heard of it.
I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh, no.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny.
Strawberry, is that
humor
you?
And dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I can write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
I love playing in the mud. I'm stepping all over your reviews. See, some people are sane enough to agree with my mentality. No, that was just you. Pressurized gas like steam. Oh my god, you're right. Oh my god. That is hilarious. Okay, wait. That is beyond funny.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh, dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure.
Why is the
Like
Omori music cutting in?
Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
You know, I'm thinking of playing Omori for my birthday stream now. I don't know. I don't know what game I'm gonna play, but Omori is now on the list.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting
Let's
you
break
skip
my
ahead
back
for just a
30
moment,
minutes
surely it couldn't
later.
hurt.
Dead.
Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from
See,
the record.
another person
Only
agrees with me.
positive reviews of the Stanley Parable.
No, that's just you making a bunch of different accounts.
My motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
But I don't want a skip button.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the...
So, you guys are gonna hate me for this, but I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm gonna listen to every single thing that he has to say. This has been one thing that I've wanted, but nobody has ever done. I'm gonna let him talk. I'm not pushing the button. So, if you guys want to leave now, you better do it, because I am gonna let him talk the whole time. I'm not skipping once. Here we go.
Choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. But the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be.
He has to quit talking
Only thing
eventually,
there is.
right?
How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything
Oh boy,
all
we're
at
gonna
once,
listen
so,
to his
now
whole
you see,
monologue
blah,
now?
blah, blah, blah,
Well
blah,
then, there
blah,
goes
blah,
10
blah,
hours
blah,
of...
blah, blah, blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. But the logic of elimination
I
working
love the
backwards,
narrator.
the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices...
Hold up, is it actually gonna just
or what
repeat?
have you, and therefore by becoming it is. So on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So, now you see, blah, 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 blah.
Okay,
blah,
I think
blah,
it
blah,
repeats.
blah, blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, no, until 245. But the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is. So on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So, now you see, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, look, I don't know if it's repeating because I have ADHD brain, but I don't know if it is or not. I'm sorry.
Blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, no, until 245.
Okay,
but
I think it
is. The logic
is.
of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be.
But what
It's
is he
the
even
only
talking
thing
about?
there is.
I don't know.
How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what...
Okay, he's just repeating.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue.
When was the war 1812?
Full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are,
What if
or
you
were,
keep
or
skipping
will be
him?
at the
That's
time
how you
of
get
having
the
made said
ending.
choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. Ah. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look. I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right.
Okay, so I think I know what the loop for this is.
Here we go. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
At first I thought his voice was annoying, but now his voice makes me feel sleepy. Also, the narrator brings up a good physical... thing question.
Manifesto.
Oh, yeah?
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
Me dying on the inside listening to this?
Manifesto.
You're telling me?
Manifesto.
Treatise, manifesto.
Treatise,
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise.
Manifesto.
Treatise.
Manifesto.
Treatise. Manifesto. Treatise. Manifesto. Treatise. Manifesto.
Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over.
Treatise. Manifesto.
I can't wait to see what Cookie Nine will say about this.
Manifesto.
And whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps.
Treatise. Manifesto.
To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on how exactly pressurized gas works. Perhaps that would have been a smart thing to check on before I went on about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is who runs pressurized gas will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with pressurized gas altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality.
Huh? Wait, you mean he actually quits talking? Holy crap! I didn't know that was a thing. He actually just stops talking?
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes. It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole?
Me on the inside. Make it
in
stop.
Don't take any of these.
Me on the outside. I'm
okay.
okay.
To move on and to please step away from the skip button to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there?
Bro really thinks people are going to change their reviews because there's a skip button.
Just ram
but
your
he is kind of right, though.
Wall.
His annoying voice is the reason why people bully the game.
Slam your body
What do
into
you
the wall
mean?
until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave?
For me, it's what makes the game even better.
Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it? Yes, good. I'll be right back.
Chat, we ain't pressing the skip button. I mean, how long could it possibly take him, right? You want to know what's crazy? This isn't even correct. Skip button is unimpressed, Commander. Alright, chat, let's vote. Do I press the skip vote? Do I press the skip button? Type 1 in chat if yes, type 2 if no. Two. Well, that's 1 for no. Man, this is great content. Me. Yes, I found diamonds, my friend. I will take those. Skip button looking handsome tonight. Well, that's 2 for Skip, so... Hi-ya!
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button. And if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it. And I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking and thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem?
Good.
Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child, wild and impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button, and to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone, and that I had the power to prevent it all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue. It's all out of my control now. Just you. Just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it. Surely you'll press that button again, leaving me here. And surely you'll put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety, that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, 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 I know you too well. You'll be leaving me. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child, wild and impulsive. I
Press
can't
the
help
skip
myself.
button again? Nah.
I can't stop myself from lashing
I just
out
realized
with a
you don't need the
vengeful
bucket for the
fury
ending.
To alter and to change and
Well,
to break anything
I still needed to go
unbroken,
that way,
if
so...
only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room.
And he's
waiting for you to
repeating
press
it.
this button.
and to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it and that I'm going to be stuck all alone, and that I had the power to prevent it all from happening if only I'd held my tongue. It's all out of my control now.
Okay.
Oh,
sorry,
Stanley,
narrator.
You're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe,
I can hear you.
Maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized. The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you? You can see what this means,
bro.
I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about
Does he think that he's a god now?
I feel renewed. I feel restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What a terrible dread it strokes in my heart to think of it, to think of returning to such coldness. Come, let us sit in silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let us not run from it.
Okay. Longest mustard in YouTube.
Hello,
okay.
It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have
Hi,
had
narrator.
time to think about you and about
this
us
tree
and
is
about
dead.
everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it.
Poor
I could do nothing
narrator.
but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment. And I felt freed, I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines, and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible. The spaciousness, the equanimity of the moment.
Oh, this poor
both
guy.
singular and
He's
infinite.
losing his mind.
For the longest time, this was my experience. And then, this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known crept into my mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected.
I'm gonna go get a
was
piece of cake.
possible.
Be right back.
I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid, as I do, that perhaps one day this state of mind will consume you as well. Perhaps you will somehow, in some way, have to live as I do now, and I wish for you to know how excruciating it is, and for you to be in true terror of its eventual arrival. If I can only do this, only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness.
Isn't that beeping just relaxing?
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness.
Not the clock.
We have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes. Yes, of course. They've been jealous of me this whole time. They are mired in fear and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste the bitter resentment. And my, how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think, to feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves that they couldn't help but leave a negative review on pressurized gas. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me. Perhaps the state of their psychological being was in such tatters, and my constitution and willpower are so ironclad in comparison. Perhaps it was this state that they sought some outlet through which to tear me down. This, you can see, is clearly why they felt the need to expect that the game be funny, that it be filled with yucks and whimsical humor, but they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? The end is never the end, 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 is never the end. Guys, I don't think the end is ever the end. Is never the end, 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 is never the end. I love how the button's so slow. Is it raining? Sunlight! Ah, it hurts my eyes! Last one. Nope. Ooh, pretty. I'm hungry. Oh. Oh. Oh, I see. They're just JPEGs of grapes. Okay. That's really funny. No, my plants! Oh man! Ah! Am I in the void? Let me out. I want to see what's out there. I want to play the horror game. Please. Please. I feel eepy. I think I should go sleep. Good night and happy gaming. Hey. Yeah, I'm going to be ending pretty soon, actually.
I wonder what's out there. My button. Ooh. Ah, it's bright. Wait. Hey, I saw something. Hey. Hey, I saw something. What is that? It's like watching me. Huh. I don't know if you guys can see it, but... Oh, okay. Ooh. Oh, okay. I'm back here.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Why does this person not have a computer? Well, anyway, I think I'm going to end it here.
Oh, please. Are you really just...
I've got some stuff that I need to actually do. But this was fun. I really enjoyed this. I'm definitely going to play it again tomorrow. This game is ridiculous. I love it. But thank you everybody for coming through. I love you all. I hope you have a fantastic day. Goodbye, my friends.